not promised any of his former players a starting shirt, that they will have to fight for it, and knew he would not throw any player away without giving them a fair crack of the whip. But we are hearing the likes of Romelu Lukaku, Kevin De Bruyne, who will be coming back. Possibly Nigeria's Kenneth Omeruo might be joining the first team as well, so that you can assess them personally.
Well, while we talk about who will be coming into Chelsea and who might be leaving Chelsea, who has a future there or not, well, we also have lots of transfer speculations. There is the speculation that, well, Kenneth Omeruo might be finding his way into the Blues. Maybe Victor Moses might just be...
Kenneth Omeruo is actually, or is originally owned by Chelsea, but he was loaned to ADO Den Haag in the Dutch division for 1.5 seasons, because he had not met the 75% criteria. That is, you must have played 75% of your matches by your national team for a certain period of time before you can be given a work permit in England. And that he didn't meet that. That was why he was loaned to ADO Den Haag. Even till now, he still hasn't met it. But they could apply for a special talent condition, and he might be given the work permit. Romelu Lukaku is also owned by Chelsea. He was on loan to West Brom. Kevin De Bruyne is also owned by Chelsea. He was on loan at Werder Bremen. So all these are players owned by Chelsea. But in the mix now, you always hear these kind of things in the foreign media. Agents who pay members of the foreign media to put their players' story in the mix.
But I think that
they can discard.
I mean, the one about Victor Moses, we can't discard it because his former coach, now coach of Everton,
Roberto Martinez.
Yeah, new coach at Chelsea. He might, I don't know. I mean, there's no smoke without fire. You know, there might have been one or two things that has been heard, and you know, maybe Moses knows he's not going to be guaranteed a place but like Tunde said, it's going to be interesting. News like this fly around at this period. But of course, I know that a lot of players will leave Chelsea and new ones will come, because Mourinho does not take risks. He's going to grab players. I mean, we've not talked about Fernando Torres. I'm very sure.
That one is most definitely on his way out.
It's gone.
The controversy here is whether Dembaba will stay or not.
One player I can say for sure is leaving Chelsea is Florent Malouda.
That's
an absolute given.
He's definitely going. He's definitely going. So, definitely. In this time of year, there will always be these kind of stories
around players, around managers.
Many of the agents of these players and managers, they find a way of propping them.
They run the press actually.
Yes, so that if your club wasn't looking there before, who is that?
Yeah,
okay,
who is that?
Take a look at it. Is it good? Okay, then they might start talking. And on transfer deadline day, that is when the madness starts to come in. But I've learned one thing: until I see a player holding up a jersey and smiling and shaking club officials, I will not believe anything I read.
Well, you'll not believe everything you read, but at least you'll believe the fact that the European football governing body, UEFA, is about to descend very heavily on a Romanian top club, Steaua Bucharest, and of course Besiktas of Turkey.
I even hear Fenerbahce at some point in the mix. There's a lot of corruption in the Turkish league, and UEFA, I mean, apart from racism, which is one of
Remember not forgetting the fact that it once upon a time involved a certain Nigerian called Emmanuel Emenike.
Yeah, and so
subsequently cleared.
Subsequently cleared, and Turkish league is under serious scrutiny right now, as some of the key matches will be looked into. In fact, disciplinary proceedings have already started.
Yes, but what about the Romanian club anyway? I mean, will they also be engaging in match fixing or talking about the Steaua Bucharest? I mean, they have a very rich history in Europe.
In the days to come, we'll get more information, but definitely for disciplinary proceedings to start, definitely they must have got their hands soiled, and surely, I mean, they would have to face the full wrath of the law if they're found guilty.
Well, actually, I mean, it's actually very tempting. Probably the most lucrative leagues in the world are found in Europe, and you'd always expect that some unscrupulous businessmen would always want a finger in the pie, and it will be probably easier to induce agents, coaches, and sometimes even players.
The interesting part is that it's not only in Africa or Nigeria that these kind of things come up. But the fact about it is that in Europe, they're actually doing something about it. They are beaming the searchlight on it and trying to bring people to justice.
Stamp it out.
for contravening laws of the game. But here in our country, we tend to let's strip it on.
Well, you know, I mean, it's because maybe we feel that our own leagues are just a feeder league to the European leagues.
Feeder or not, there are laws, and when laws are broken, the justice must be served. And until that is done, we are operating nothing but a sham.
Oh, absolutely. If we have to compete with the best in the world, because I know for certain that the African teams would always compete in the World Cup. Of course, DR Congo did go quite far enough, but unfortunately we've not been able to make an impact. So yes, you are correct. We have to start applying those same disciplinary measures here. Well, after the World Cup qualifiers, the Nigerian national team also has an assignment over there in Brazil, talking about the Confederations Cup. Of course, we have a slide of the international friendly, Croatia versus Portugal. But most importantly, the FIFA Confederations Cup in Brazil. The facilities there are almost ready. So the Confederations Cup will be a test run for what the World Cup would look like come next year.
Well, no surprises. Like we just saw Portugal playing a friendly, and we're able to.
And those are two of the teams that everybody expects to be at the next World Cup.
Yeah.
Because I mean, Croatia have consistently been ranked in the top 10. Portugal are not far behind, but Croatia, this is their second consecutive loss, losing surprisingly 1-0 at home to Scotland. And now losing again to Portugal. So alarm bells are already ringing in Croatia. The FIFA Confederations Cup unfortunately will not feature these two teams. But when you look at the fact that continental champions and the world champion will be on parade, you understand that it is an elite competition only for an elite few. And thankfully, the Super Eagles can now be counted among the elite few in the world. Already preparations are in top gear. Spain played an international friendly with Haiti last night, I believe, in Miami. Goals from Cesc Fabregas and
well, I did not have the opportunity of watching that, but I'm wondering, I mean, how many goals were scored in that particular game?
Three. 2-1, 2 by Spain, 1 by I beg your pardon, by Haiti. So it's a friendly match. They didn't use many of their star players. It was just a training match just to try and see the fitness.
Because I would have expected that the Spanish would have scored like 10,
Brazil
11,
as well.
12.
Brazil played a friendly as well. Defeated France 3-0. I mean, both sides didn't really.
Flattering result for Brazil.
Yeah, both sides didn't really play well. But of course, Brazil. I mean, first win under Luis Felipe Scolari.
First win under Luis Felipe Scolari. Well, they are the hosts of the World Cup, and probably Scolari would want to do it again second time around.
No, there's enormous amounts of pressure on Brazil. Brazil football is religion in Brazil, and it is inconceivable that they can host a World Cup and not win after the traumatic events of 1950 when they were defeated at home by Uruguay. In that game, it's not as if Brazil played badly in that final.